Hello everyone, welcome to ChessVisor, your wise choice to improve your chess. In today's video, I'm going to show you two of my own games which I played against Agadmator. So before we check these two games, if you are watching the channel for the first time, consider subscribing to the channel and press the bell icon to get notified for the future videos. So without much delay, let's start the game. So in the first game, he was handling the white pieces, so he opened the game with a e4. So I went knight to c6 and he played knight f3 and I kind of transposed into the normal king pawn opening. So I played e5. So he went d4. After e takes d4, it is called a Scotch game now. So after c3, I took on c3. It is called now. I think it's a going gambit. So bishop to c4. It's now a double pawn sacrifice, but I did not accept the another pawn. So I played knight f6, developing another piece into the game. So he went e5. So I did the counter attack in the center. This is the right way to play the position. So he took my knight and I took his bishop. So here already I am better. So he took my queen and it is actually helping me to liquidate some of the pieces to go into an end game where I will be better, right? So after king takes d8, he went knight takes c3, developing and also capturing. So I developed a bishop e6. He went bishop to g5, trying to give some discovery. So I played king to c8. So he castled on the queen side. So after g takes f6, bishop takes f6, I played rook to g8. So eyeing this g2 pawn. So he went knight to e5, and here I played bishop to d6. Instead of that, I should have captured this pawn. So yeah, it's a bullet game, so we cannot expect much, right? So bishop d6, knight takes e6. I'm not going to analyze it, I'm just showing the game because it does not matter, because it's a bullet game, right? So again, knight takes c6, b takes c6, g3 he went, and then I played king b7, trying to connect the rooks and bringing them into the game. And he went f4. After f4, I played h5. It's a one of the weaknesses I'm having. So multiple weaknesses I'm having, so I want to liquidate this weakness, but then this square is covered by the bishop, so my pawn cannot advance further, right? So he went rook he1. I played bishop to g4, attacking the one of the rooks, but then he took my bishop. So here I'm completely winning. So after this, c takes d6. He played a knight e4, but here again I blundered the game with a bishop f5, because the bishop is undefended and also the fork is already there in the position. So I simply blundered back the game. So knight takes d6. He went I went to king b6, knight takes f5. I played rook a8. In general in chess, these two imbalance, the imbalance in the white position is the knight and the bishop versus the rook. It is always going to benefit the bishop and knight. So knight e7 he went, and then I played rook g6. It's also a blunder. So knight to d5 check. So c takes d5. After that he went rook takes e8. So I played rook takes f6. All of a sudden the game is equalized. See here, it's very simple, so instead of taking my rook, he could have gone bishop to d4 check. It is an intermediate move, right? So once I respond for the check, then he can take the rook. So here he went directly taking my rook, so I took his bishop. So if you look at this position, if you look at this endgame, probably I have more weakness than comparing Agadmator. So because he has a very good pawn structure on the king side, and but only one hope is that I have these center pawns so that I can create some passer in the center. So he played rook e5, double attacking two of my pawns. So I played king c6. Defending the center pawn is very important, so he took the another pawn, that is weakness on h5. So I went pawn to d4, king to d2, rook e6 I played, trying to penetrate, but there is no way to penetrate the position. But then he played rook e5. So I have to take this rook. So then it is again equal game. And why I have to take, because I was telling that this pawn structure was good for him. So these three pawns were very strong, but now one of the pawns went into the center without any defense. That means I can go king to d5 and pick up the pawn in the next move. So he played b3, trying to undermine my center. The better move is to play c3, because even after king to d3, the king cannot go beyond the fourth rank. I mean, I think he cannot go to the fourth rank even, because the passer is very closer. So that's why this was the recommendation. But then I played some other move, that is c takes b3. After a takes b3, I went a5, stopping this pawn advancing further. So he went e6. Here, instead of making all these moves, I could have played this capturing the pawn with the king, but I missed to capture that. So he played e6. Probably at this junction, we were like running out of time, so I pre-moved everything. So here he played e6. Instead of capturing that pawn, I played the horrible king e5, because I thought the pawn is sitting here. So he pre-moved it and I pre-moved it, so now he is winning. So after e takes f7, I simply resign the game. So this is about the first game. So let's check the second game. So in this game, he was black pieces. I mean, he was handling black pieces and I was handling white pieces. So let's talk about from my perspective. So here I opened the game e4 and he went with the Scandinavian defense. So after e takes d5, I took back with the queen. This is a main move. Instead of knight c3, I went knight f3, queen to d6, bishop e2, knight f6, knight c3, a6, and then d4, gaining some space in the center, knight c6, bishop e3, bishop to g4, developing, queen to d2, trying to castle on the queen side, because black is also preparing to do the same. So he went triple O, that is queen side castling. So I myself castled on the queen side. So after bishop takes f3, bishop f3, already white is better. So here he went e5, because my, okay, I think I can take the pawn. So I think d takes e5 I played. Yeah, so queen takes e5 and then I played queen e2. So here he simply exchanged one of the rooks. So see, if in this position, I think white is better, because all the pieces are looking at the king side. I mean, for the attack, the knight is placed very well placed, and he needs to figure out these two pieces. So he played bishop to b4 immediately. So bishop takes c6, ruining the pawn structure. Here he went bishop takes c3, kind of doing some counter attack. So I immediately played something. I just got confused, because here my bishop is hanging. I thought, okay, I can give this intermediate move. So I played bishop takes b6. I mean, bishop takes b7 check. So this is not the right way, so I should have captured here. Okay, so this was the right move. So he went b takes c3, I went bishop takes b7 check. So after king takes b7, I simply capture the bishop. So after queen takes c3, I played one tricky move here, that is queen f3 check. So here the queen can always go back to defend this check, and it's a roughly equal position. In fact, white is slightly better because of the placement of the rook in an open file, right? So but he played, which I expected, because he played king b8, running into a dark square, and also I was able to give this discovery. So after bishop a7 check, king takes a7, and I simply took his queen and he resigned here. So this was the two games which I wanted to show you. It's nothing instructive, I just wanted to show you the games. So what do you think about this game? Let me know your ideas, comments or suggestion, whatever you are having in your mind. Please let me know in the comment section below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you are watching the channel for the first time, and hit that subscribe button, and also press the bell icon to get the instant notification for the future videos. As usual, this is Chess Wiser, your wise choice to improve your chess.